So you can basically use any kind of book for an art journal. This first one I just got at a place like Books A Million. Actually, I think my mom gave it to me. But I just love how it looks. It's just so pretty. And the pages I've written in it are really thick. Thicker than normal paper. You would still maybe want to glue them together to create an even thicker canvas, maybe like 2 or 3 pages, but it would hold paint really well. And it's a really great quality with tons of pages in it. So that is a fun and pretty option for an art journal. Another option could be this journal that is actually made for drawing and art. Again, its pages are meant to be drawn on, so they are a lot thicker than book pages. You can find this kind of book at any art store, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, any other art supply store that may be local to you. I'm sure you could find something like that. This is my art journal, and I used a hardback copy of Little Women. It's the Barnes & Noble hardback copy. I'm obviously pretty messy when I paint because the whole cover is messy. But yeah, there are parts of the book that I really loved keeping, and I think that's the benefit of doing an art journal in a book, is that there may be words that you really love, and that's what I would do, is I would cut out words out of the book and I would add it to my art journaling pages. Little quotes from the book. Number one, I love Little Women. I think it's a sweet, sweet book. I've loved this one. I love using books because you can gain inspiration from what you find in the book as you're cutting and things like that. And to me, it's just a little bit more personal, depending on what book you choose. You may choose a book that you really love, or there may even be pages in your book. Like this one is an encyclopedia that I found at basically like a thrift store, and I thought this would be really fun to use. The pages are a lot more thin, but there's a bunch of diagrams and colored pictures, and maps and things. So I've already started gluing the pages together. When you glue such thin pages together, they will obviously get really wrinkly. But if you don't mind that, then totally go for it. And I was thinking that I wouldn't really mind. I'm not sure what I have planned for this yet, but this is my new art journal. I love working in things that weren't meant to have art in them in the first place. Alright, so when you're putting pages together for your art journal, you are going to need some glue. And a lot of people use like a Mod Podge, but I make my own Mod Podge. It is basically Elmer's glue and water. To me, Mod Podge is too thick to use, and this way I can control how thick or thin my mixture is. So I just keep it in this Ziploc container, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's a lot thinner than normal Mod Podge. It is literally Elmer's glue and water. That is all it is. So I will set that aside, and I've already, I don't know if you can see this, but I've torn out pages. You can see some of them in there. And I think I did probably 4 or 5 pages that I glued them together to make one page for my art journal. So I really love this page, and I do not want to tear it out. I want it to be one of my pages in the art journal. So I'm probably just going to glue these 4 together, and I'm going to decide not to tear any pages out here. The reason why you would want to tear out pages is because it gives you more room so that you can actually close your book once it has art in it and it's not bursting because of the amount of paint and other random things that you may have in your art journal. To put your glue on there, you're going to want some of these wide, flat brushes. It helps lay the glue down in a very thin layer and all that good stuff. Alright, so there are 2 pages. At this point, of course, it is pretty wet and it is going to need to dry. And these take a while to dry, so you may want to let this dry and then do another page, or you can keep going and glue all of your pages together and then wait for those to dry collectively. Sometimes your glue will get on the edge, so you may need to separate the pages before the glue dries. I'm probably going to, for the sake of this tutorial, continue to glue, and then I will let it all dry as one page together. So I'm going to leave it flipped on the other side where I've already made a page. I'm going to leave it on that side to dry just because I don't want the glue hurting this page at all or gluing to this page. And here may be my next section. So, if you have a book like this, it would be fun to kind of look through and mark, maybe with like a post-it note, the pages that you really like because of their pictures. Like, this is really cool. And this one is actually a much thicker page. Ooh, but I like that side better with the birds. You could probably even leave that one free on its own. I don't know. You just be creative with the book that you have. Encyclopedias are super cool. So, anyway, now we're going to draw.